Hey everyone, Jared here from TruckSafe. Did you know the FMCSRs require that all persons designated to supervise drivers receive at least 60 minutes of training on alcohol misuse and an additional 60 minutes of training on drug misuse? The FMCSRs require this training so supervisors may identify signs and symptoms of alcohol and drug use and initiate the reasonable suspicion testing process. As with the DOT's other drug and alcohol requirements, this training requirement is just another way the agency goes about keeping impaired drivers off the road. A motor carrier may not send a driver for reasonable suspicion drug or alcohol testing unless the determination is made by a supervisor who is trained on reasonable suspicion, and his or her determination is based on specific, contemporaneous, articulable observations concerning the appearance, behavior, speech, or body odors of the driver that would indicate reasonable suspicion of drug or alcohol use exists. Here at TruckSafe, we've crafted a more modern and interactive reasonable suspicion training that satisfies the FMCSR's training requirements, which we offer through our TruckSafe Academy website. Our training provides pertinent information and instruction to driver supervisors on the signs and symptoms of alcohol and drug use in order to help them determine whether reasonable suspicion exists enough to order a DOT-mandated drug and alcohol test. Our training also sets forth the use of reasonable suspicion record of observation, and it also provides an actual form for use with regards to this record of observation. We also wanted to use examples and interactive quizzes to keep the supervisors engaged in the training. Lastly, we provide a personalized completion certificate for your training file. To be clear, this is not a train the trainer program, but one that will actually train the supervisor and satisfy the regulatory requirements. Of course, there's no training out there that can guarantee you will detect drug use or alcohol use in all instances, and this training is no different. The reasonable suspicion training is meant to assist the supervisor with the largely subjective determinations on reasonable suspicion. The reasonable suspicion supervisor training is only required once, but the industry best practice is to train all supervisors on an annual or biannual basis. Do not sleep on reasonable suspicion training, as it is a valuable tool for motor carriers, but it's a tool that can only be used when the trained supervisor is involved in the direct observation of the driver under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Lastly, there are added benefits to training supervisors on reasonable suspicion, as you may apply these principles to non-CDL drivers and complete non-DOT testing in a uniform and structured way. This assists in a number of areas, such as cutting down on employment-related issues, as well as it makes it more likely that supervisors will observe and act on drug and alcohol use. So, be sure to check out our easy-to-complete and fully online reasonable suspicion supervisor training at TruckSafeAcademy.com. Also, if you're interested in more in-depth discussion of the FMCSRs, take a look at our other comprehensive online compliance courses for drivers and safety managers available at the same URL. You can also follow us on social media for a ton of timely updates and free content. And lastly, join us each month for our live show called TruckSafe Live, where we bring in the experts on various industry issues and field your questions live. Thanks for watching and be well.